Welcome everybody. Welcome back to another week of American Horror Stories recap. I'm here with the crew. Hey everybody.
What's up? What's up?
What
What's up?
up?
Hello.
What's good? For those that's new and haven't watched this before, let's introduce ourselves. Next to me, I have Mr. Brother Ghoulish. You can
Hello,
introduce
everyone.
yourself.
Brother Ghoulish or Ryan, and podcast person, yeah, and ready to get to some American Horror Stories.
Let's go. Chanise. She's frozen.
Oh, I thought
That
she was
scared the fuck
sitting.
out of me.
I thought she was looking snatched too. She was like,
That was a good picture.
That scared the shit out of me.
Y'all see my phone? My thing is good.
No.
I guess
That's
it's-
all
I
Boogie
guess
start
it's-
doing.
I guess it's my turn, huh? Hi, everyone. I am Chanise. You can find me on TrueStar _, or you can find my dance fitness page, CNK Dance Fitness. We will be back in September. So if you are in the Philadelphia area, you can come and get fit with us.
Yes.
Right.
Bust the groove.
Work it on out.
Yes.
Right?
yes.
This is Michael, horror podcaster with Bobby up above, with people under the stairs. And we're on a little break right now because I'm tired. It's hot. And yeah, that is me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamon Kane. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, anywhere where you'll have a login, I guess. At Tamon Kane, and follow my book page at jointhefraternity.com. Graphic novel, little magic, little death, little murder, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I live.
And they look like us, y'all. They look like us. They look like us, y'all. They look like us.
Yes, Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
I live. Okay. Get it together.
Well, thanks
Okay,
y'all
good.
again for another week of American Horror Stories. We're talking about episode 2, titled Aura. Aura. Yes. So y'all, I mean, we're missing Mark. Mark might come in a little bit later, so you guys looking forward to Mark to be here a little bit. Actually, let's say hello to some people real quick. That's why we're saying hello.
Hey, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Hi.
That's Scotty Sarvati on Twitter. I know who that is.
Oh, what's up, Scotty?
Coffee?
Bro.
Coffee?
Yeah, I was so irritated. I missed y'all.
Hey,
I'm like,
bro.
this one, I'm here now. Miss y'all. Hey, bro.
Hi.
Child, it was rough, but we here. So we're talking about Aura, y'all. So last week's episode, we had a good time with these damn dogs. Sorry, we had a good time talking about Dollhouse because they left us with that awesome twist connecting to Miss Coven. You know, some people's favorite season on this panel right here.
You
Knock, knock, boom.
so sorry, guys.
I'm with you.
Yes. This was a great tie-in. And this week, this episode didn't really tie into anything unless I missed something, but it was a cool original episode. Now, some people might feel a little different than I do, but I actually kind of enjoyed the episode. It wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, but it was still some creepy moments because I do live in a house and I do have a camera and I do get alerts on my phone. And if I press that button and all of a sudden I just see some creepy
See
old white
somebody.
man looking at me, then there's a problem. So
I thought it was so good. At first I was like, but then I watched it again and it gave me like kind of like cult feel, like it was like more
Yes.
like a realistic vibe, you know.
okay.
So it was like a real life scary or whatever. And then I'm so into all the whole ghost and everything like that. Another thing that I really liked is compared to the first season, the episode was like well put together and it had like a proper beginning, middle, and end. Like it didn't seem like it was rushed. Everything fit in, really good. And I feel like that with the first episode too. So, Robert told me that Manny Cotto was his name, the writer.
Yeah,
They need to get him more often because he did a good job. Like I feel like it was well put, the episode, because usually they end all messed up. It start off good and then they mess up, but it was good. I liked it.
I feel
I'm gonna go back.
Oh, sorry, no, you can go first. That's fine.
I'm gonna go back to what I said last week, where I think they should focus on this, because by episode 2, I could tell they have like a flow for the episodes, like you were saying, beginning, middle, and end. I think American Horror Story. I think it's time to give that up. And let's focus more on these individual stories that they can tell. This was another great example of them doing that. And honestly, I thought it was scarier than last week. And there was a moment where I literally had chills going up my arm. I was one of the scenes towards the end of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, and I never have that feeling. I never get scared and stuff like that. But my God, I would be terrified.
Was it with the wife? Like what? Well,
no,
the ex-fiance. No.
From when Gabrielle Sidibe opened the door from that whole scene, that just shook me. When his eyes started like going black.
Okay.
And he was like, and he was like, I apologize for what he said he was in the house for. It was just a lot. And I was like, oh my God, I'll be terrified. So I had like literal chills watching that part of the episode. But there are some things I didn't like. Like, I didn't really like their connection as a couple. I didn't like the casting of them two as a couple. I thought Gabrielle Sidibe was beautiful. She looked great, but I didn't like them two together. Ryan, it's okay to give us two melanated couples. You did that with the Roanoke. And nothing's wrong with interracial dating if that's your thing. I'm just saying that give us, and that would have been nice to see her connecting with someone who experiences.
I personally didn't like I don't know, I didn't like Bryce. I don't know his real name.
Max
Greenfield.
Max Greenfield.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched the show New Girl, and that really just messed it up for me. Like I just don't think he fit in here. Like I just can't take him serious in that way. Like I don't know.
Well, like I said, he is a returning cast member. He was on American Horror Story Hotel, and he played the guy that got raped by the drill demon. In the first episode, I believe.
He sure was.
I knew he looked familiar.
He just had blonde hair, but but yeah, I mean that was the only other episode I think he was on. I don't think he was on any other season. Yeah, I don't know.
I never seen them.
Brooke said, I really enjoyed this second episode. They definitely took inspo from those Ring videos from YouTube of creeps coming into people's homes for this episode. They sure did.
Yeah, that's where their real life came in at. Like, stuff like this really happened. Not to say it's ghosts, but people be coming up to the doors every day, B.
When she YouTubed it was scary.
I lived that y'all lived. I love that for y'all.
I'm with you, Ryan.
I don't know. It didn't work for me. I mean, that's not to say that it did everything wrong, because I think that would be kind of like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. That's extreme. But like Chanise said at the top, it definitely felt like it was going to be like a cult kind of vibe because of the whole paranoia thing they were talking about in the hardware store or wherever she was. And then, excuse me, when she finally came home and they started employing like the supernatural thing, it actually reminded me of a movie that I got to see at Overlook that's going to be coming out in a few months. It's called Jessica, but they did like I hate to say this, they did like a better job kind of deploying kind of the storyline. And so I was like, okay, well, I kind of see where this is going. And so then I started kind of piecing it together, and then like I kind of guessed where it was going to go, and I was correct. And so it kind of like ruined it for me, dampened it. And then like maybe about, I think 15, 20 minutes in, I realized like this doesn't even feel like American Horror Stories or American Horror Story. It actually feels like the Twilight Zone, because it feels like the Twilight Zone does episodes like this where it's like a weird object or something that kind of moves us out of like this plane into the Twilight Zone. And I like it in Twilight Zone, but this felt like it was trying to copy that vibe to me personally, and it kind of just like it just is separating me from the execution. And then there was like Gabri Sibiday, who did such an amazing job. She looked so good. I mean, I was like fangirling about her to Bobby, like in text messages, because like as much as I watch her, this isn't a role I've seen her do before. And like it was just so different for her, and I was obsessed. And then what did y'all say his name was? I can't think of his name.
Max Greenfield.
He did a great job too, especially at the end, because the point where I got chills was at the final scene where he was trying to come
his transition.
Now that part was good.
That too.
The ending was good. This was literally the opposite of the American Horror Story typical experience, because for me, the way I experienced it was like a saggy middle, but then the end was really, really good. But that, I guess that's just kind of how like my first vibe, like watching it the first time.
What makes American Horror Story and Twilight Zone different for you? Because they are sort of expressions of the same thing, right?
To me, I mean that's fair. But hey, Mark. To me, I personally feel like I can't really put my finger on it, but American Horror Story has always felt more queer than Twilight Zone. So that's usually one hallmark difference. I feel like the Twilight Zone is more like there's some type of item or something that transports you off of this realm. Like that's just always how I felt, or some type of like mechanism that takes you out of this realm. And that's just my vibe.
Got you.
Okay. Michael, how did you feel?
I don't know what to say other than I just wasn't buying it up until I don't know. I wasn't feeling the aura machine. I'm not a science person, so I didn't understand fully the explanation of how that was crossing over into the supernatural, which is just my brain and what I should do with the story. Yeah, I wasn't buying it until we find out like why they're coming inside. Then I started to get interested in it, but I still was a little bit confused. Like, are they there to? I guess it's for unfinished business. They're coming there for, but I didn't understand the ending. I'm like, why is he coming after her? For simply, I don't know, opening the door, like to get revenge on him dying because he's a fucked up person, which I think he did a good job when he did a little switch.
His transition was great.
Yeah, but technically Bryce's ex, I guess fiance, came to get revenge.
Yeah,
True.
Because she got him out of here once. Gabrielle Cinnabray's character let her in, and like she kind of pretty much explained what happened, and then got him out of here. So so I guess.
Do you think the results would have been the same if he would have actually opened the door versus Gabrielle Cinnabrey?
No, like it wouldn't have been no explanation. I feel like, like I guess she wanted his wife to know, like, this is what your husband did. That's why she kept saying, "Tell her the truth, tell her the truth." So it probably wouldn't have been the same, or he probably would have. I don't know. Maybe he would have ended up hurting Gabby, like if it, switched around that way.
Yeah. Right.
Because I wonder if it was about redemption or if it was about him redeeming him. Like the first guy was about redemption, and then maybe he needed to actually redeem himself and have some type of clean slate so she could actually be free. So maybe if he would open the door, I was thinking, okay, maybe he wouldn't have died. And just come to grips with his truth. I don't know.
She was mad. She came mad.
Yeah.
She was
like, who the fuck is she?
Yes. He would have got.
Even though she's a ghost, he still want to know what's up.
If he didn't get killed, he would have got beat up at least. Something would happen.
Yeah, period.
So once we find out what happened to Jasmine as a child, I expected that to play a bigger part in what was happening in her present. But it didn't really go that way. It got real supernatural. It did, because I thought that was going to play a bigger part, but I guess they wanted to explain why she's as paranoid as she is. And I guess they wanted to, her trauma.
It was definitely given like he died and had like some type of insight into like, what I was doing was wrong, because like he's like released in death, and so in apologizing, it like freed his spirit. That was his unfinished business, like getting right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
the
know,
night is up, we can
you
get
know what I was
mad.
thinking
Sorry.
too?
Yeah.
Like, well, it had me thinking, like, was he like fantasizing about her all these years? Like, it's been like 20
Yeah.
years, and you want to
Probably.
come and apologize? Like, it was just like weird.
I
after
guess that
20
was
years.
the opportunity. Because I guess like what Michael was saying, it does leave a question of how these ghosts are connecting to this aura device. So I guess this was an opportunity for ghosts to connect to whoever. So he probably would have been waiting a lot longer if she never got this device. He probably would have waited for an opportunity for her to use a Ouija board or this aura thing or just whatever thing to summon ghosts or spirits or whatever.
I'm with you. Like, it's been 20 years. Nothing else has happened that was bigger than that in high school.
Right.
That you want to forgive for. Why? You mean like the 2000s, early 2000s? Wow.
Right.
Okay. Nothing else special happened. That's cool.
There's a weird comment. Well, it's not a weird comment. Somebody saying, "Hey, Bobby, I love you," but their avatar is booty cheeks, and I'm not putting that on here. So thank you, Jody.
As I go look at the
I was
comments.
wondering, like, why don't we see? Let's see. Where?
What?
Child, you better put them ass cheeks up
Hey,
here.
Jody. Hey, Jody. Jay.
Stop.
All right.
Oh, we can see them.
Yes.
Y'all not going to get me cut off. That's it, Jody.
Come on. Welcome to
The
the paint.
bakery is open, baby. Hot cross buns.
Okay. Oh, right.
Hold on, wait. We can work it out. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I was thinking. I think I would have preferred if it weren't a like technology-based supernatural. I would have preferred them just knocking on the door and shit. The aura device just kind of confused me a little bit, and I didn't understand why. Like in the YouTube video she was looking up, it's like even the people who wanted to do harm were coming to the devices trying to get inside.
Well,
And also,
I guess-
tell me what the fuck you want before I let this open this door.
Right. But I guess it's kind of like, don't you know how like with vampires, don't you gotta like invite them in like on certain things? So I was guessing that it was like that type of feeling, like they can't come in unless you like kind of invite them in. So that's why she had to open the door in order for him to come in.
That's a good point. I love I never got over that type of lore, like the inviting vampires in. I wish that more movies still kept that piece because it's fun to me. But
because that was True Blood, right? Wasn't it
did True Blood
all
had
of them?
to invite them in?
They did.
Yeah. I rescind this invitation was to get them out in True Blood. And Buffy, they have to do a whole spell and cleansing ritual. So yeah, it's a thing.
I think like I kind of feel like Michael, like something about like the
Joshua,
what was it called? The aura. Oh, hey Josh.
Aura.
The aura like ring light thing or whatever. I think it took me out of it a bit too. But a big piece of that was sometimes when I watch horror, I hate to do this, but it's just a predisposition of mine because I don't just like read horror, I read a lot of fantasy. When you have something that's like a magical supernatural thing, right? And it's like wide release, that means that power is available to everybody. So when I read fantasy and there's people bringing people back to back from the dead on one side and no one else is employing that and it's easy to use, it takes me out of it. And so that's how I feel about this. It's similar. It's like, okay, if there's a ring device or aura device or whatever that like sees all these damn ghosts, then it feels like I don't know, it just doesn't feel realistic because something of a mass release and they're trying to explain it like, oh, when the ions do this thing. It's like, okay, well, everybody gonna have ghosts knocking. Because if you want to be for real, there's a lot of ghosts that are attached to like the living still. So it just felt, I guess that was already kind of like a wall of separation for me for the story. Just a little bit.
I get that.
Yeah.
And
maybe,
no, you go ahead.
Maybe they should have made her Queenie and just made it a connection to the supernatural in general. Okay, and just make her.
I would like that, but I feel like I'm trash for wanting it. I would like that, but I feel like I'm trash for wanting it.
I really, when I see her, I automatically thought like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be another tie-in, like maybe some photo stuff or
Bobby's
something.
like, no, ma'am.
I know.
It had to be Coven, but it could have just been
no, it didn't.
You know,
Because
you
when he
know.
was dying on the floor, and I just watched it right before we went on. When he was dying on the floor, and Gabrielle
Oh,
was
see,
You, you thought
was
she was
looking at
doing
him
it.
like she's doing it. She
Yes.
channeled this ghost here. She has this ability to kill this man. So that's her background. We
I
didn't
did
get
have
that
a
in
brief
her.
moment of thinking
Yes,
she did it.
I
And,
really,
and those
thought.
was witch hunters that broke into her house. They were witch hunters that broke into her house when she was younger and killed her parents. So they didn't give us
See?
that.
That would have been
They
something
did.
that, like, if each episode of American Horror Stories, like, it ties into Coven somehow. Like, they literally, like, just getting everybody going back to Coven. That would be something. That would
See,
be.
but they would need to do it like, oh, the whole first season tied into Murder House, and then the whole second season
It did.
tied into Coven. You know, like maybe they should have did something like that if they wanted to incorporate it. But I don't want to see them keep switch swapping.
Yeah.
where's the line in the sand, Chanise? Like when they're like revisiting the seasons, because I know there's got to be a line in the sand. Like, okay, don't go back. No, you already
Freak
told
show.
us. Oh, freak show.
It's freak show. Yes, we don't care about Dandy's
I don't want to do that.
granddaughter.
Yes, no, I don't want to
Manhattan.
see it at all. If they not about to give me a full episode on Twisty himself, then I could care less.
Twisty soul.
They played the shit out of us on Cult, because remember they insinuated that he was going to be on the episode because Homeboy was reading
Yes.
a
Oh,
comic.
yeah.
Wait,
And
wasn't
then
it
it
just
was-
his costume or something?
It was just like a comic book that he was reading about Twisty.
Yeah.
Twisty the Clown, the son.
Yeah.
That's how they play. Because just
Yeah.
like I didn't understand the whole B situation for Cole. Like, what was that?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It was
'cause
the holes.
promotion.
The whole.
Yeah, but
she has a fear of
it was the
holes.
holes, but they went extreme with that. They could have done something else. Like, they literally, every promotion was fucking bees.
Was
But,
bees.
yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know.
So I kind of didn't like how they tried to say that the reason it, like
Brooke, I
the
felt the
aura
same
thing.
Sorry,
I don't like how they said the aura thing was like a, what is it called, an EMF or EVF or whatever. What is it that they
EMF.
use on like ghosts?
Electronic.
Okay,
Electronic.
Oh, I didn't catch that they said that.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
So
did.
the thing is that I watch a lot of those. I watch a lot of ghost hunters
Ghost
things.
Brothers.
And yes, I watch all of that stuff. And those things don't necessarily attract ghosts. You can just communicate or tell if the ghost is present. So I don't see the connection. But I guess you would have to watch all that stuff to know what an EMF really do, to see like really is no connection, because the EMF is to, indicate if there is a ghost present, or to communicate with them.
Right.
But it didn't make sense to me. I don't know why they said that. They tried
I'm
to
happy
sound
you pulled that out, because I'll rewatch it. I was going to rewatch it anyway, but I missed that piece, and something about that contextualizes the episode maybe a little bit more. And hey, Bobby, other Bobby Jetpack, what's up? Like, it contextualizes it a little bit more, because I know that, like, with the Warrens and stuff, for example, they weren't using like special equipment per se. It's just that they knew where to kind of like focus the equipment or
Where's
whatever.
that the sound coming from?
So excuse my half-naked boyfriend, guys. Sorry.
I'm gonna put that away.
That does contextualize it a bit, Chanise.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait a second. But I mean, I guess you'll miss it if you don't really. I don't know. I'm always watching Supernatural and that. You tuned down the episode?
When he was explaining it, I was like, I don't understand none of this. Just get to
I really wanted to know. Wait, I was really wanting to find out.
Yeah, maybe that's why you didn't get it, Michael.
Well, but it makes sense what you're saying, because if they use that to like communicate, then maybe it's suggesting that these ghosts are following them around, but they can't communicate with them unless they're using that.
See?
Oh, that's I didn't think of that. Yeah, they've always been there. And then also, if it can capture certain frequencies, wouldn't it too put out a certain frequency, and maybe they are actually able to see that too? So like maybe the ghosts are drawn to it as well.
Can I make a suggestion then? All shade, all read. Like maybe instead of doing that, because I tuned that out too when they were doing like the YouTube and all that. It was kind of, I don't know, it was jarring. maybe just like thrown a little conversation in there, like just kind of saying like comparing it to the EMF, like a little bit more straightforward for the girls like me who just weren't. But the thing about it is, like, I think her name was Donna. I'm sorry if that's not your name. I apologize. But like, I kind of got that same vibe. I was like, I wonder if Jaslyn is maybe a medium because they put her in like a really powerful position for the episode, and so it felt like maybe the spirits could see her, and we see each other. So that's what I thought too for a hot second. But this episode was paced. Even though I'm complaining, I'm not the type of person where even if I don't like something, I just like destroy what it does correctly. Because like the pacing on this was really good. Like because like I thought she was a medium only for a second, but then they immediately followed it up as if the person who wrote it is aware that okay, this might come off as something different than what we're trying to achieve. So they did that pretty decent.
It makes me think that they're listening.
They are.
It's either
for sure.
Listening or Manny is just they just need to start getting him more for things because
I'm curious to know what other episodes he's done because I know he did the last episode, but I wonder I want to know how. And to be honest, this episode wasn't supposed to be this week's. This was supposed to be the third episode, but something happened behind the scenes where they had to move this one up. But Manny Coda, I think he did some American Horror Story episodes. I just have to figure out which ones exactly,
right?
Because he does a great job writing.
Yeah,
he know how to end things.
He did a really good job, and hopefully that is a good sign that they are listening because I really feel like the first season they just kind of was like, oh, we got this idea. And they just threw it at us. Like they didn't put no thought into it or anything. They just was like, oh yeah, here. We're going to do a couple of stories and that was it. And I ain't like that. It made me upset.
You know what I felt like, Chanise? Like, and I said this last season when we were covering it, it felt like they were so used to the long form storytelling that they were trying to use a lot of that shit in the short form storytelling. And those are two different mediums. Like you have to like be very sensitive to that.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes as a writer, you can't do both. Like your skill set and what you like specialize in, you can't do both. So it's great that they're bringing in other people to help sort of express this vision clearly.
That's a good point, though, because now that you say that, I'm thinking back to the driving episode and the parks, national parks episode, because they ended at points where I was like, this could have been like the middle. Yeah. And then they could have continued on to show us what else was going. Even though I know you don't like that national parks episode, Tamon, I still thought it was good.
It was good.
Brooke is killing me tonight.
Carol, there we go.
Brooke is taking me out.
Not
it sounded like
I don't understand nothing he was saying.
Y'all know the teachers off of the peanuts. Like,
no, I really was like paying attention to that YouTube video, like I was with her.
That's just funny because I know Chanise was because because you into shit like that, so I knew Chanise was gonna be like this.
I wanted to know, and then especially when he said EMF, and I heard that, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, like this is my territory. Let me hear." And I'm like, "Okay." So I was really into it, and I actually like rewind. Like once I heard that, I put it back just a little bit so I can get it from the beginning because. I guess I'm just a geek for this stuff.
We would have balanced each other out well in high school because I was the English theater girl and like you like science and math. I can't do 2 + 2. That's why I don't understand. I mean, the 2 + 2, 44, right? 4 + 4. Okay, right.
Yes, Ryan.
Right.
44.
Am I close?
Correct.
Okay. That is correct.
Basically, that's correct.
They also kind of faked me out because in the beginning I thought this was some like not a cult, but the guy who was suggesting that she gets the aura, he was acting really funny.
Yeah.
Real sus. Yeah.
So I guess
Bryce was acting funny too. Like I don't know. I thought he was in on it. too. And Michael, you did too. You texted me. You were just like, yeah.
I don't trust no nigga on any of these shows.
Nope.
The part that made me think that he was kind of Bryce was in on it too. Well, first let me back up, Michael. I did think that the creepy guy was in on it because why aren't you coming down this aisle minding my business?
Okay.
Yeah. That's first of all. But go on here. How How you know how $200 might be a lot for me? Stop playing.
Thank
then-
you. I didn't like that part
You tried
either.
it. You tried
Me either.
it.
But then when she was like at the neighbor's house with the whole video recording thing, it was giving me like real creepy that they were indicating that she was crazy and like losing her
Right.
mind, like the police officers. So at that point, I kind of thought they were all trying to like, I guess,
Get out.
Ball her.
I don't know, like play with her trauma, you know? Like maybe Bryce was trying to make her believe that, I don't know, she was crazy at this point.
Yeah.
So that would have been a good way to go too, honestly. If you know, if so.
Just like last season with Ball, that episode, how he was gaslighting her. I felt that too at some point. It's like, okay, are they just gaslighting my girl so she can get up out of here, take her jewelry
That's what I thought.
Look at him cheesing. You brought up Ball. Look at him cheesing over there in the field.
I ain't turning red.
Listen.
Drinking water.
You know what? It's become an accidental trope, like the gaslighting husband. Like it's become an accidental trope, and I know it's been around since like before Rosemary's Baby. And so, first of all, hey Anthony, hey,
Anthony.
the artist Slan. First of all, we're not gonna do him like that. Oh, let me read what he said. Excellent point. She was definitely made to look like she was overreacting. It's become an accidental trope. And like maybe a lot of people were feeling like Kubrick's Rosemary's Baby, so they keep reusing this. But is it too much to ask for a supportive husband in horror at this point? Cause damn. Damn.
Come on.
He tried at first. He was pretending to be supportive, and then he was over.
Almost doesn't count. Like Brandon said, baby. Look, I need him to be like, baby, I believe you. That demon in the cellar, I saw it too.
Oh my goodness. You need to believe me until you find out
So
that
with
it ain't
y'all,
true.
Right, I'm calling the priest.
So with y'all, if your partners were like, I saw somebody at the door, but then everybody else was making you feel crazy, would you second guess yourself, or would you like?
Not at all. Not at all.
Nope.
Not if I really seen it on the phone.
Right.
Because I
I'm
know
gonna pull
this
these
here.
crystals out.
Right. Either you see this
Go to
ghost
work.
too, or you ain't seen no ass tonight. So you
Right.
Oh my God, I was about to say that. Because who you sleeping next to?
Right.
What's
Oh,
going
my
on?
crazy ass. Oh, I'm crazy.
Right.
I saw you crazy in the words of Beyonce.
Right.
Yes.
I saw you crazy.
Then I was like, throw your phone out or take that shit off your door. Like, get rid of it. I don't understand why we still have this thing. And then in the end, I guess they're getting popular because the whole building she lives in, everybody has one.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
She was like, I didn't
Like-
ask for that.
For the last
Right.
few months.
But
it
first
seemed
of all,
like
why
she
you have the
didn't
app on your
that.
phone still? Like you should have
Exactly.
deleted that shit after
No,
like, the
you
last
didn't
time.
see it loading up automatically, which was so weird. Like
You can't
as soon as-
tell.
On
I
I
Wi-Fi.
didn't see that.
As soon
That's
as
not
the guy was
allowed.
like, as soon as the guy was like,
Illegal.
yeah, so I took the liberty of installing it on her phone, on her computer. It was like, doo-doo-doo-doo. Like, damn.
No.
It ain't say
Twilight
yes
Zone.
or not.
Twilight Zone.
Right.
Shanice, when that part happened, so my partner is like deep in IT, like system administrator, right? He saw that part. He's like, that is not how that works. And I screamed. I could not stop laughing. I'm like, please.
I was thinking that too. So, like, wait a second. Like, okay. But
Did
she
you
not
not
see
see
the
the
auras?
auras on everyone? Exactly.
Okay.
You're in this apartment complex. You would
That's
be
true.
observant, looking around at other people's doors and shit. So it's just like, and then I would question it, but like, all right, why do everybody else have one? Like, is this a thing? Like, are we? She didn't even.
And are people
now,
not
you
sleeping?
know,
I
Now
misinterpreted
I'm
what
getting
she meant
mad.
and it turned it into something else. I thought she meant see the auras on people. And I was like, right. I'm like, oh. And then I saw y'all reactions. I'm like, oh.
Not that aura, Ryan.
you know what I think would have been really decent is if he did not install the aura, but the app like still made a ding on her phone and it was still the husband. You know what I mean? Like that would have kind of made it a little more creepier because it's like, hold on, I don't even have the app no more.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I mean, or
scary.
I don't even have the thing no more. How is this coming up? But he still was somehow in front of her door saying like, bitch, let me in.
Yeah.
You know, that
Mm.
would have kind of like been a little better.
You know why
Because-
that's also good? Like, because like this whole suspicion that she's a medium or whatever, then it would leave you with that question at the end of the episode.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay, yes.
Mm.
Bobby said it would have been scary as fuck if their new housing development was built on the Roanoke Island.
That's
That
dope.
would. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like that would need
That's
to
a
be
good
a
tie.
season though. Like I would not be able to
That's
take
dope.
that with just one episode.
Yeah.
That's what they want. That's how you want to feel.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't the
It's a
murder house
tease.
new complex.
Right.
From the,
Oh, yeah.
first
I
season.
hated it.
I hated it.
What's the emoji? No, I'm like,
No, oh,
No,
yeah.
wait, that's Wakanda. Wait.
no, this Wakanda.
No, this is
but this is the emoji.
Whatever. So my question is, if they were married and he died, why does she have to downgrade to an apartment? Did he not have insurance? I know he just started that job.
She
but he
making
had
jewelry
to get
for a
in
living,
already.
no shade.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so he
And
didn't.
then-
She didn't have a beneficiary thing on him.
She
or
had
life
benefits,
insurance?
but she
But
make
they
jewelry for a
probably had-
living.
They
The
probably had
utilities
no
would took her out
proof
month
that he
one.
died. You know.
Oh, he
She probably
disappeared.
said that he disappeared. So you ain't getting no
Oh.
insurance money for that. That nigga got
Right.
it.
True.
He killed
He got
that
to
woman.
get
She
no-
was pregnant.
That goes fuck her and him because now she can't get paid and she lived in this
And she
studio
still-
making jewelry in the
Yes.
kitchen and living room.
Selling rings for $36. Because why was them rings so cheap?
Right. You
How
need to
you
get her
finna
back.
pay me something?
Get that goes back because somebody running me a check because you fucked me out of this situation. I moved so I could get away, and I had to move back up in this apartment. Get Rita Miller or somebody because
Come on.
On the man.
Automate Brown.
Now-
The life I would get if they tie her into one of these stories, like the life. I can't, and you know she's down because she did the stand, so she might pop up and be like, "You in danger." I'm like, "Hold up,
Right.
hold up."
He's stuck between worlds. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So
Oh,
now,
man.
really quick, just to take it back, I know I said I didn't like Bryce, but I think one of y'all said something about his transition from like the bubbly husband to like the.
Confession.
It was
This
good.
confession scene was great.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That was even with how he was acting when he came to the door. Cause I liked him more like that. Like when he came to the door, like, listen, let me the fuck in. I got some business to handle with you. So
I got
did
to say
like
something
that.
to you.
Yes, I did like that. When he, when he finally was like, all right, let me tell you it's the truth.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
When he picked up that fireplace poker, I would have just screamed in the house. I would have just screaming. It means like, no! I'm fine with it. I love you. She's dead, bitch. She's fine.
Right. He didn't even give her a chance to be
About
like, "Look, I'm with you. You don't gotta kill me."
Bryce was
Right.
like, you know what? You about to die too, bitch. Okay, can I say something? Did anybody else find it awkward when they was trying to be affectionate on the steps?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I
personally.
hated
it.
I
hated
did.
it.
So
It's way the fuck out.
funny when it comes
It's
to
way. It's way the fuck
I'm
out.
gonna let
Steps are
y'all
not
get
comfortable.
y'all stuff out, and I'm gonna go on a rant because we gonna
They are not
address that
comfortable.
issue.
And she
Tamon.
looked uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. And she was like, she's trying to run away. Oh, it was just the whole scene. It didn't feel. I don't mind her running away, playing with her husband, and running up the steps. This bitch.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, she took like a few steps, and then it got on the steps, and then he was climbing on. I was like, get him off of her now.
Right.
Shanice left.
Remove him. Put in somebody
She's
else.
over.
Put in
She
where's
over.
somebody else. Where's
No.
Tuba getting to your ass? Get
I heard
somebody else on
something.
her now.
Oh, you got a ring doorbell, Shanice?
No, but I heard something in the back of me, and he's sitting right with me because my
You-
boyfriend
I,
left
I
out the
swear
house.
I've been hearing that Freddy Krueger screeching like when he runs his claws against something during this.
And I thought I saw somebody run up your steps.
I heard
thought
that
it was also
too.
going to actually have a kid in there.
Can y'all first of all stop picking me, okay?
This is a perfect segue because I was going to mention, if you notice, there's a little Easter egg that's Nightmare on Elm Street because when they were driving, it said Elm Street when they turned on there, and I caught that.
Sure did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
wait,
whole
but
city must be
what was the
screwed.
thing we was talking about? Because I want to say my little piece before we go on, but I don't remember what we was talking about. So I need
The
to. I need
steps.
somebody.
The
That's what she was
steps.
about to say.
Oh,
That's what
don't do Gabby.
The step
Don't do,
phase.
don't do Gabbery like that. We need to see
No, it's not about
more.
her.
We need to see more love towards body positivity trajectory in modern day television. I love that she was getting booed up on the steps and getting sucked up and licked up. We need
Listen,
more of
Not-
that.
not-
I like it for
Yeah.
I said I like it for her,
On
but
the
it's
couch.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay,
just-
all right. I'm about to
yeah.
think because we're not gonna do that to her. I think I'm
No.
obsessed with her or something. I really think I'm obsessed
Great.
with her.
It's
Hold
They
on, wait.
amazing. I
didn't.
love her.
They could
Brooke,
have had
they
Luke
did not
Cage
have
play
the
the
best
husband.
chemistry.
Brooke, be on my side. They up here gang raping me. Can you please be on my side?
You will be okay.
So
Now,
who do
shut
y'all
up.
think? Who do y'all think should have played her husband in this, opposed to him?
Idris Elba.
No, come on.
Come on.
Yeah, he's not going to be on American Horror Story. No, it's not. Remember, it's not about her. I love her.
It's about me.
Meg Raw.
I want this.
And the kingdom. And the kingdom.
I think what's his name? Damon Idris. Is that his name?
What was he in? What was he in?
He does oh my goodness. What is that show called? Snowfall, yes.
Oh, he's
Oh,
fine.
child, I don't know.
Is he like? Is he?
Yeah.
No, I
He's
mean,
dark
is he like?
skinned. He's
Let me
fine.
look him up.
Oh.
Dark-
British. I
Damon
think
Idris
he's
Elba.
British.
That's his.
He a part of the dark skinned squad. Then you Kahlua, they got like this thing.
Oh.
But
I'm
he is
thinking the dude
fine.
from Invisible Man.
Oh.
I forgot his name.
Oh.
The actor.
Dang, dang, dang.
Hodges.
Okay,
Aldous
I
Hodge.
see it.
Yeah, Aldous Hodge.
Aldous Hodge. I could
Oh,
see.
Aldous Hodge would have been great.
Aldous Hodge would have been dope.
I think
Yeah.
Luke
Aldous
Cage.
Hodge.
I don't know his real name, but the one on Luke Cage and Evil on CBS.
Yeah.
I
His
think
bald-headed
Oh, I know
ass.
Aldous. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
He's
would
in,
have
he's
been.
in DC now.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
about Damon Wayne's son, the one from New Girl, also?
can
I
see
wouldn't
him.
be able to take it. I can't take it because
They're
I have a
basically the
hard
same
time with
actor.
separating people like that. That's why I think. That's why I think I had an issue with Bryce because I had a hard time separating him from that character on that show.
that's probably why they chose
And I don't
him.
know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for an actor because, like, obviously you're doing your job, so that's why. But you got to be able to disconnect
All right.
from.
How about Billy Porter?
Yes, Brooke. Daniel.
I'm joking. I'm
Thank
joking.
you.
Can
Thank
you
y'all
hold
so much
me?
for having me tonight. Thank y'all for having me tonight.
Yes, Brooke. Wait, who'd you say?
You get on my nerves.
Billy fucking
Billy
Porter. I'm gonna
Porter.
throw up. I'm gonna throw up.
Billy
For him to
Porter.
be- ooh.
Billy Porter be putting it
Oh.
down. We know he puts it down. He was giving Ricky that stuff. So I mean,
Okay.
Brooke is coming in with the stuff because I would have loved
Daniel.
some Lawrence.
Yes, Daniel. Yes,
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
the
Lawrence
one that
is
jizzed on her
great.
face, the one that jizzed on her
Ah.
eye. Yeah.
I ain't even read it right. I seen Lawrence's name and I got hyped.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
although Lawrence could have did the whole nice guy in the beginning.
All
and
of it
then
would have been
switched
great. Both of
over
them would have been
to-
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're basically saying anybody but Max Greenfield. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
we
wasn't
love you,
bad. I
Gabrielle,
just
but
wasn't.
Yeah.
Something was off.
the stairwell just took me out of it, and I thought they were best. If they would have been best friends or like, I don't know, adopted brother and sister, sure, but lovers hated it.
I'll be right back, y'all. I ordered food and I gotta go pick it up. Haircut.
Oh, that's that screeching, girl.
I'm trying to
They're
imagine.
trying to get at you at the door.
Okay.
They said, "Let's go, get your food."
You'll be right
We're
back,
out here
huh?
waiting.
So if somebody came to y'all on an aura contraption, what would they be asking you? What
You
would
took
they
my
come to y'all
question.
for?
That was going.
Oh,
That was my last question, Mike. I was going before we was going down. I was going to ask.
sorry.
Let's go.
That's so
Those are my
good.
head. Yeah. I don't know. So you pretty much be spilling our tea, the fucked up shit that we.
I'm trying to
did
think
in
of
the
something
past.
I've done.
I know the real answer, but I can't answer that on here.
Well, I don't.
Come on.
They don't have to be dead. Let's just take that aspect out of it.
That's a
So,
good question.
The
Yeah.
person I'm gonna say it, but it's a risk. So I was receiving death threats on prom night from like this person who was like, who's still kind of like, let me be careful. It would be that person.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, if you're watching,
Are you-
don't kill me.
Are you in the middle of litigation or something?
No, I'm not. It's just I'll explain after this. But yeah,
Okay, great.
if I ever die, y'all,
Yeah.
I can send y'all a Twitter handle. Y'all know who did it. If you hear I was flayed and flambéed up on I-495, it was one
Oh,
person,
God.
one person only. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so if
Okay,
you don't know, who would you show up? Let's say you're on the other end and you showing up to somebody else's house because they did some shit to you.
It's Beyonce because she
Oh,
slayed me with this album.
yes, ma'am. Let me in, Blues. One of y'all, Jay.
You know what you did.
I'm just gonna say,
You did Alien Superstar. Now here I am.
I might be a bad gay. I was listening to it last night and I was like, I might need to listen to this a few more times because I'm not really feeling it.
Sir.
It's very 70s, 80s soundtrack. The Wiz, realness. It was giving instrumentation all
Very
day
Donna
long.
Summers.
Yes, and it's not even just that. There's just like so much gay influence in the fucking album. The production in this fucking album, the transitions, like, come on.
Oh, well, that makes sense because I was like, some of these sound exactly alike. So if they transition to a new song,
that's how they. I love those type of transitions in albums. Like, it just.
Me too. Her visual is going to be disgusting. Her visual is just going to be ridiculous.
I think she has some kind of hold on the gays. I'm just gonna say it. She could come out with silent music for 3 minutes and people would love it.
Oh, like Pootie Tang? You talking about Pootie Tang?
Yes. I swear something's going on. I don't know what it is.
She can do a silent.
Are we talking about B? You know, the album, right? Since it's like all house music and everything ties in together, which I think it ties in like really good. But it just gave me this feeling like I couldn't even listen to it all at once. It's like you ever be in the club and the strobe light is going and you like, no. It just made my head go like,
experience.
It's experience. Like, I didn't want to stop last night. I said, yes, let's keep going. Like, I felt like I was in a whole nother world. And I'm not even a B stan like you, Chanise. Like, I'm a fan. I'm not like you. I love Beyonce. But listen, that album, man, it just... I gotta listen to it again, but it's good.
It's good. I just couldn't take it all at once.
I forgot to mute the mic, so y'all heard me pouring my splashes, and I'm in
bed. And I think it's just not what I'm used to from her. You know how you get so used to something from somebody, and then they have something new, and it's like, oh, she could have threw a little slow joint in there for us or something. Like,
that's what we had for. She gave us nothing but ballads.
I love 4 too. On top of
that.
I feel like
we don't need ballads right now. Like, I feel like we're in the world. We just want to have fun and dance and have a good time. Like,
it's the perfect summer album.
Yeah, like
that's true.
Because all these girls that's coming out now is giving like slow bops and stuff right now, and I just need.
Well, I am tired of all these girls catering to men and stuff. It's getting on my nerves. Like, come on now,
little protege name?
Who? What?
What's her protege name? Chloe. Yeah, her, Tinashe, all those same people.
Watch Tamon. Be careful.
Yeah, because Tinashe, just my bitch.
I'm about to say, hold up. You got Tinashe saying
I didn't say I didn't like her.
I
didn't say I didn't like her. Fight me. I was just saying, like, I didn't say I didn't like her. I'm just saying that she falls in line with those same girls.
Well, only one R&B queen has been on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that was Ashanti. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, bye, Mike.
Yes, cut the whole
and Resident Evil
thing off.
Cut the whole thing off. We're not talking about her.
She is not no R&B queen.
Bobby got Ashanti together when he was talking about Resident Evil. That lives in my mind.
Yes.
What's wrong with her in Resident Evil?
He was amazing.
Really up against.
That death was just so hilarious to me.
But if you had to choose, Bobby, between that death and Kelly Rowland's pirouette, which one would go? You can only choose one.
Kelly Rowland.
Because I still.
I'm not saying the F word, but child. Okay.
When people took that photo of her pointing like that, and it became a meme, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it.
Y'all are crazy.
It's perfect.
It is. It's amazing. All right, back on this before people go. All right, y'all. Well, I guess we're pretty much done talking about it. I mean, so overall thoughts, like, so y'all enjoyed the episode except for Mike and Ryan. So
I thought it was good.
Okay.
I didn't think it was better than the first episode though.
Okay.
because, like Ryan said,
Right.
it didn't give off American Horror Story. Like it did, like give a different vibe.
Mm.
I liked it, but it wasn't better than the first. And I think that they need to keep up with this momentum of, having good, like well put out episodes. Because I'm going to scream if we think it's getting decent, and then the third episode be, a mess. Because they always do that. Like I feel like they did that with Double Feature. Like we was like into the like, oh, it was good, it was good, it was good. And then it started like, oh, okay.
What's episode
Okay.
3 is called? What? Do we know what the next one is?
Because Bobby said they had to switch them, I think, like because like this was supposed to be 3.
It's called Drive On, I think.
Okay.
I like that title. Maybe Highway Phantom. Okay, please do a Highway Phantom story. Please.
Oh yes, that would be so awesome.
It's probably about an automated car that can drive by itself. So
I'm okay with that too, to be honest. I'm okay with that.
Giving us Christine vibes.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, I will live.
That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking
ready
forward
for
to
Bloody Mary.
Yes, I was just saying that. Like, I'm looking
Yes.
forward to the Bloody Mary episode because I'm looking for Dominic Jackson.
So wait, they are having one?
Yeah.
Do we think it's actually going to be a Bloody Mary, or is that just them trying to throw us off? They're gonna make
Now, see, with the way they set up, I don't think so. But
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a different take on Bloody Mary. Like I feel like it's still gonna be like a legend, but they're gonna do some type of like interesting twist that we're not used to seeing. So
I think we're gonna go back to witch stuff. I think we're gonna go back to some witch stuff because I think it was a flashback of slavery times, and she like pushed her head and people died and something like that.
And then the next time we see her, she's kind of like in like monster form or whatever the hell she was
walking through a portal or something.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what that one is.
I would love an episode on what was Lady Gaga's character in Roanoke?
Countess.
Roanoke. Scattish.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Countess.
No, Roanoke.
Countess, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I would love to see that. Like,
yes.
I feel like it was so brief, but
just
she was
bring
supposed
her
to be like the first
for...
witch. Even if it was just her, it don't have to tie into Coven or anything like that, but just an episode on like, the first witch and
I feel like American Horror Stories will be perfect for that. Like if they just do an episode based on that, that would be so good. Just bring her back for one episode.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan already said she's the first Supreme, so like
yeah, and I think that should
Coven can be great. It doesn't have to be about Cordelia and all those kids. It could be any timeline, like we saw with Spalding from last week. I would watch a season of Little Fiona Spalding and all those people in there. Well, maybe
I would.
But I would watch that, and so I would watch Lady Gaga coming back and doing her thing, fucking up people. Yeah. Starting covens, brainwashing girls into being in this little group of witches. It'll be so much fun.
I want to see her as just a nasty witch, just like just fucking people.
Well, that's what she wasn't. She eating hearts, or I'm making that up.
I think she.
No, she ate
that
hearts.
sounds correct.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's like way off from Coven. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even if she is the first Supreme, maybe witches were more savage.
It would make sense.
You know what I mean?
More in tune with nature because it's about nature. Yeah.
Right. So that would be like
some hearts out. Yes.
Yeah.
Please give us originals. Snap necks. Throw them against the wall. Set them on fire.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We going in. We are going in.
Y'all violent.
Yes, God. That was my issue last. Like when we saw the witches last episode, I was like, the girls we saw in Coven, they wasn't about that life. Those girls from last week's episode, they came to the house. They froze people.
Yes, they really did.
Yeah.
Like it was that.
They done flicked the damn cape burned everybody out.
Like everybody out.
Yeah.
Cordelia not about that life. We need people to come in here and fight. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, she wasn't about that life.
But she wasn't.
She was more about let's keep peace, y'all, unless I have to. She's one of those people. If I really have to go there, if I have to go there, then I'll fuck shit up. But you have to like force her.
That's how I said she got a little gangster in Apocalypse.
Yeah.
She had to.
And
She
it
definitely had
showed,
to.
yeah. And that's why I like her more as the Supreme, because I was actually kind of upset that she was the Supreme in Coven. Because I love what's her name? Jessica
Madison?
Lange.
Zoe.
So bad. No,
Fiona.
Grandmom.
Yeah,
Yes.
Fiona.
I was so
Fiona was
mad
my
that
favorite
she was
too.
dying. Like
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
was
she
mad at
should
we
her.
call her
have
grandma.
she should have sucked the power out of one of the young witches and was like, "You done? Like your time here is done."
She
Like
tried.
I don't know.
She had to go. She was power hungry, out of control. She's
Yeah.
so power hungry.
Yes.
She just killing girls that ain't even the damn Supreme. She's just like,
Period.
you close enough.
Period.
But I
Yeah.
love
Who-
her
who
checking
next?
all of them. Her checking all of them was fucking hilarious.
I
Yeah.
love
For
her.
God's sakes, change your clothes. I was like, yes, Fiona, tell these girls to change their clothes.
Now, I absolutely disliked her in
Freak show.
yes. Cause why are you up here singing with this one lady?
First of all,
What
don't
are
be
we
crushing her
doing?
dreams. She was singing
What are
Lana
we
Del Rey.
doing? You
She was
up here
singing Lana
singing with
Del
a prosthetic.
Rey.
Then she
That
was
was
in
my
a
shit.
porn getting her leg cut off and stuff, child. That
She
She
shit
was.
wild.
That's
Listen.
not film.
She's
Yeah.
up here singing on stage with a prosthetic. What
Yes.
are you doing? This is not circus, ma'am. This is not
the whole-
circus.
It actually was. She was a freak.
She was a part of the freaks, but she was trying to hide that. Like she was a part
I'm
of
over
like
y'all. I swear.
yeah. That was the whole
The
thing.
balance, the makeup. I
the
absolutely
pantsuits.
hated
It was
it.
all
It
of
wasn't that bad though. I feel like she was
Right.
okay. Like I feel like she was cute. Like it
I
was a
feel
different
like-
role for her.
Yeah, she
Just-
gave us
I feel
drama.
like she went to Ryan Murphy and was like, "This
She
is my
just said this is her
moment,"
favorite season. She
and
just
it
said this is her
really
favorite
was not
season.
her moment. Like he done let her take too much direction. Like he let her do too much.
I think
I
my
want to be a
favorite
clown.
role for
I
her
want
was
to have
still
makeup like a clown.
Sister Supreme.
Oh.
Listen,
Oh,
y'all not
Sister
gonna be coming
Superior.
for Jessica Lange like that. That's my grandma.
Well, you know
And
that's
I
my
feel like-
grandma. I love
Yeah,
her.
but you have to admit, I feel like even though y'all coming for her in freak shows, she did a great job in freak shows. She was
She
savage.
did.
She
Yeah,
did what
she
she had
was.
to do to get what she wanted. It was unfortunate that she had to take everybody out, but you know,
Ryan,
She
she,
always
she
does
really
that.
did good in Asylum. I did like her in
Oh, yeah.
Asylum.
Yeah,
But
Asylum.
over top of her, like I would say that she's my second favorite in the Asylum. But always call
Lily
her
Rabe.
Missy. She was my
Rabe,
favorite
yeah.
because
Yes.
again,
Who?
possession,
Oh,
Lily
yeah,
Rabe's character.
yeah.
possession, and everything is like that's my stuff.
That whole
like, I love
scene
it.
when she was dancing
when
in that lingerie,
she-
singing that song, talking to Jesus, just going off.
Eating.
When she straddled
Yeah.
the
Leaving no
priest and took
crumbs.
his virginity, I was like, absolutely, right out. she snatched up that virginity and he didn't know what to do. About
Right.
30 seconds, over.
Turn him out.
Straight
Turn him
up.
out.
I was here for it. I mean, y'all know I'm an Asylum stan, so it goes without
Same.
saying.
Stand account right over here. So
Yeah.
I
love
like
Asylum.
it,
Mine would
but
be Fiona than Constance Langdon. Because I thought in Apocalypse,
oh
she was great in
yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Connie.
was. She
yeah.
was.
I was so happy that they showed her again. like,
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, she's back for something.
That was an event when that was like a whole thing when they were going back to Murder House. I said yes, they're gonna bring
That-
back
oh my
Jessica
goodness.
Lange. I was so
So-
fucking hyped.
Listen, if anytime they went back to Murder House, that probably was my favorite time. That was the best
Yeah.
time
Agreed.
they went back.
Yeah,
When Billy
same.
Porter and what's her name?
Madison,
Emma
Yeah,
Roberts.
Emma Roberts, yeah.
When they went back there, that probably was the best moment
Agreed.
of going back to Murder House, and they could have just kept it
I
there.
agree. It was
Yeah.
so thorough.
Yes,
Mhm.
they didn't even need because I hated on Apocalypse when the way they killed Michael with the card thing.
I hated it too. Yeah, me too.
They could have kept that. They could have kept that. That was the worst ending. I promise you.
I'm telling
And
you,
that was-
snap his neck, throw him on fire.
Yeah,
Put him
why
in
they
some
couldn't do
sand,
something
drop him
like
in-
that?
Run him
Oh,
over.
no,
That's what
right.
I'm saying. This is where to get lazy with the writing. It's just like, oh well, we don't know how to
Yeah.
kill him, so we're just gonna run him over.
But that was such
just-
a good season. And then
Yeah.
he was supposed to be the Antichrist. You kill the Antichrist by hitting him with a car? That make
Yeah.
no sense.
Because he wasn't.
Every time someone gets hit by a car, I think about Scary Movie. Every single time, like I just think about Scary Movie. But even like this,
what
like
are you
this
waiting for?
Because they literally be flying up in the air, and I'm like, anyway, child. The only hit and run that's like really good was from this episode because I thought it was kind of cheesy how she got hit. But when they showed her on the ground, like writhing, and they had her leg bent backward, I'm like, effective.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great scene.
There was.
This is a great scene.
And the way he stepped on her neck, I thought was really creepy.
Yeah.
Like,
There's only one thing about that part that pissed me off. I'm like, the coroner's office is going to see the Converse treads on her neck and be like, what happened?
Yes.
Right.
Probably not. I mean, they saw she got hit by a car. Like, we're not really searching for this footprint. It's probably just blood splatter. Let's cut it what it is. She got hit by a car, and that's the end.
Because if I see a check mark on old girl's neck, I'm like, okay, something's going on. Like
maybe it was her own shoe. Maybe her foot got up to her neck. You know, she did get
that's
hit by the car.
That's repulsive.
Would they
Please
check?
Don't.
Like, if they know she got hit by a car, would they actually check to try to see?
I would. I see if I'm gonna check a dead body. I'm like, I'm dedicated to the craft.
Right. So from working in a hospital, I do know that they do autopsies on everybody because since she had like a hit and run, like they want to see if she had any drugs in her system. They want to see if to see if she got raped. God, so now you're gonna make me like, okay. They want to see everything. So even though she got,
but
here's my thing.
He was like, help, trying to see if somebody else was around.
She also could have died prior to being on the ground. So they don't know. You know what I mean?
That's okay. That's fair.
Brooke said him stepping on her neck was so unnecessary because she was already slipping away. Like, sir, just let her lay there and let God.
That's what I was going to say,
Brooke, you on top of it today.
Brooke is everything. He was mad about her being pregnant. Sir, I'm sure it's over at this point, so you don't have to kill her. I'm sure that part is ended. So just flip her back around.
The thing is that she would have told if she was alive. And a lot of times, y'all can't say in like scary movies and stuff like that, they always end up being alive. And that's saying, it'd be like somebody done found her on the side of the road and got her to the hospital time. And now she's telling, like, damn. I mean,
he didn't push her. What's she gonna tell? He didn't push her. She just slipped out there. He pushed her out there.
I feel like they were arguing, and she, for some reason, was in the middle of the road.
He pushed her per se. I think they were arguing.
Yeah. I think he just.
Am I making that up in my head?
Yes. You are the what's it called, unreliable witness to get interviewed the next day.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Because I would have been to the cops like, push her.
And then her body spun around like a tornado girl.
But my thing is, right, if he didn't push her, then he could have just called the cops. Because like you said, the baby going now. He could have just said, my fiance got hit.
Her being hit was not a part of his plan. He didn't want to nurse her back to health. He wanted her gone so he could
they would get married. That's
he could have dropped her off at the emergency. Dropped her off and left.
Out of here.
I would have sat there and had a smoke and then called the police. Because, like, I mean, there was still a chance to save her, but after a good 30 minutes or so, she gone. She all right.
And then, I was about to say, and then he wouldn't even went down for it if he would have just got the license plate because that car stood there for a minute.
That's true.
The one that hit her was like parked there for a minute and then drove off. Like, okay, give me time to take a picture.
Right.
I promise you, whoever was driving that car, they're going to be in episode 6. And it's going to tie into like the previous episode.
That would be decent, though.
I'd be okay.
Well, they said he was locked up. They say he was locked up. They said, yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. I seen
it. Yeah. She was at the work. Not at the work bench. When she was at the bench, where they had the little plate for her, and she was looking. And it showed that he was locked up for a hit and run.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I did see that.
Where he belonged. Why was you going 80 down that road, sir? You see us arguing over here.
I know what you did last summer. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That has nothing to do with me. We have to go.
All right, y'all. So
That's
overall,
right,
what would y'all
three.
give this episode? What rating out of a 5?
2.5.
Y'all raised it for me. Because before I would have gave it a 1. But after talking about it, I think it's like a 3.
Not
Like
even
a 3.
not even a little love session at the stairs that you were defending was going to give
That
it.
was the one. Let me stop. No, I'm doing too much. No, it probably wouldn't have been a 1. I might be hyping it a bit, but y'all definitely heightened it. Like, because there was attention to listening to us for sure. This was like a stronger, like, kind of pulling together of all the pieces and shit. So it's definitely like a 3. I would give this like a 3, like a strong 3.
Okay, Jody said 5.
I would say
Okay,
Jody.
Okay, but cheese.
I would say
5.
I don't know about that, baby, but okay.
I would give it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay. You fuck me up, Tamon, please. Bobby left.
Y'all
Bobby
some
said enough is
generous,
enough.
We out here
scorers.
choking.
I'm done. Okay.
It's a 3.5 for me. I'm eating, y'all.
Please,
But
yeah.
it's a 3.5 for me.
Oh, Brooke.
Sure.
Just because I ain't like Bryce. Well, in the beginning to the end, and the inconsistencies with like the aura camera at the end and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4. No, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Y'all some Paula Abdul Raiders. This is a 2.5 at best. And this is just
Michael State rating somebody extra low. I'm gonna give you a 1.25.
I need them to come with. I can understand the husband's reasons why the ex-wife. Didn't he say ex-wife? Didn't he say ex-wife?
Ex-fiance or something. Yeah.
Fiance.
But the janitor coming to apologize because he was sniffing my panties and shit at school. I don't know.
Yeah.
That is not a big enough reason for you to be following me.
That's true. That is true. Not for 20 years.
That's one of my points.
If it's the killer who killed her parents, I can see that. But the janitor at the school,
Right.
That's true.
Wait till your
You can't
sister
explain
dies
crazy.
crazy.
They should have done that actually. They should have actually had the killer that killed her.
Yeah.
parents.
No, but
That would have
why
been
like we just didn't know he was the person that killed the family or something.
right.
Oh yeah,
Because the
that
killer
could
was
have
wearing
been
a mask, right?
apologizing to her.
And the killer was
Good
wearing
killing.
like a bunny mask or something, so we didn't know who it was.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But she wouldn't have been forgiven, so they wouldn't have perished. They would have still been alive, because if you just killed my parents, I'm not about to forgive you after you come in here 30 years later.
Not grudge forever.
Just 'cause
What's
you
your
my
sign?
parents,
I can't remember your sign. What is your sign?
Scorpio.
Oh, appropriate. Okay. You like your ass gonna be a ghost forever, motherfucker.
Yes, I ain't about to let
I'm
you
a-
go into peace, go in the light after you done kill my parents. You coming in here for some nonsense. Stop playing.
You know what they say though, Chanise? You don't forgive them for them. You forgive them for you. I'm a
For you.
triple Pisces. Triple
He
Pisces.
gonna be popping up on that phone every 10 minutes, bothering you. You might as well.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's how Max is gonna be with what's her name? Jalen. I was over that too, but Jasmine.
Jaslyn.
It took me forever to hear what he was saying, but Jaslyn, he gonna be at her doorbell every week.
Oh, she
Ma'am,
finna
open the
she
door.
finna die, because I
She
know
got to
she gonna
move
open it.
again. She just got to move.
I open it too. Just get it over with. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm in here trying to make these earrings and you keep ringing and shit. Like, goddamn.
Right?
Okay, I'm trying to get on Etsy, bitch. And you worried about your afterlife?
I love a good Etsy too, Chad. I love a good Etsy.
Period.
The way she said that she was about to open her store killed me when I seen the computer. She said it like she was really about to open up a store.
Shanice never changed. Just promise me you will never change.
She was like, I can
that's a
cover it. I'm
deep
about to open
read.
my store.
Yeah, she really did. Like, I seen the computer and I was like, what?
Hold up, now I feel triggered by that because that's my work day. Be like, okay, But it do feel kind of like there's something weird about that. I agree, because you're like, I'm about to open my store.
Yeah, like what? Not the laptop.
Listen, a lot of work goes into what she's doing. So look,
dude, true.
Work, you know, she make her coin that way.
I'm just saying they could have just worded it a little different. They had the expectation was like,
please.
Because she was like, I'll pay you back. I'll get you the $200 or whatever it costs.
She's gonna get her $200, but meanwhile she's selling her necklaces for $30.
How expensive are these necklaces too, Chanise? You ordered something because she's like, we made a sale, and then she's making jewelry. I'm like, baby, you about to be bankrupt because I ain't never paid more. I ain't never paid more than like $30 for some earrings. So I don't know what to tell you.
Definitely not something homemade.
She's not getting that $200.
She's not, bro. She's not, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening.
He would have been cursed out.
He knew it.
And that's why he's making her. He's like, let me become a manager because, bitch, I understand you want to make things and do arts and crafts, but we got to live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tamon, I don't know if y'all remember this. Paranormal Activity, Katie used to make jewelry. Y'all ain't do this to her. She was like,
and where's Katie now?
She was like, okay, Nico.
Baby, when Katie pushed her sister in the stomach and took that baby, I don't fuck with her no more. Okay. Katie was like, she walked in, boom, give me this baby.
Yeah, those are strong ass.
We don't need to talk about this before I go to bed.
I ain't fucking with her either. She might pop up now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't do it. Y'all gonna see me fly because you know she got telepathic powers in the sequels and shit. The devil running all up and through her, baby.
All right, so Tamon, what was the rating you gave it?
Thank you, Bobby.
I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 3.75.
You know what, Michael? No, I'm saying because that's how you do 3.75.
Yeah, Michael.
Because you gotta leave room because there's still gonna be more episodes. So
all right. So what happened to the point? Why not 0.85 or 0.87? Like it's always.
That's too much math for me to be doing. So
what?
You gotta
I can only go by
that's
quarters.
What they do in quarters.
Quarters.
Yes, quarters.
Yes.
So why? Wait. So Tamon, why not the other 25 points? Like what did it for you?
In this conversation, talking about the stairwell amongst other people who feel the same way I do, it just really like solidifies. Like I'm not being a petty bitch. I'm being real as fuck. And so yeah, so it has to definitely come down. Yeah.
Brooke said, "You might as
well." Come on, Brooke. I didn't want to give her that.
3.75. All right, so you say 3.75. Mike, you say 2.5. Brian, you said what?
3.
3, and Chanise, you said
4.
4. All right. Yeah,
I'm gonna do a 3.95.
I give it a 3.5. 3.95.
Petty. I'm playing.
That's petty.
I'm playing.
We don't round up around here.
You got to work for every single point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think though most of my points goes to the writers. Like I just feel like really happy that they listened to what a lot of people were saying, and even if the story itself is like a little lacking, I'm happy that they're getting something together. Like the structure is the first part, so I'm happy about that.
All right, we're 0 for 2, or is it 2 for 0 or whatever? But yeah.
Well, I'll give it a 3.5. I feel like it was a fun episode. And I just put myself in that situation again, like I said in the beginning. If I look through my fucking device and I see some shit like that, I'm freaking the hell out. I already have a fear of home invasion anyway, so that's something that's like pretty close to it. So yeah. All right. So Jody, before we go, Jody X, because this is the second time. X, did we all go see Nope, and do we recommend? So real quick,
Nope.
I'm not, Michael. I'm not putting that. You think you slick? I'm not putting that on here.
Post it. Why won't you post it?
Because I'm trying to get my YouTube channel like banned or like.
There's worse things.
I would say
I'm a small YouTuber. I'm not those big people. They get away with it. They will get me out of here like that. So
You can watch. I would say watch Nope, so you have your own opinion about it. Don't skip the movie.
Yeah.
So after all the reviews, because I was gonna go see it tonight. After all the reviews, I was just like, I can wait. Like I'm not in a rush.
That's how I feel too.
But
Maybe it's scarier at home. Who knows?
I don't know, because I do know like Jordan Peele's style, the way he hit like will throw you completely off from what you think.
Yeah.
You know, is what it is. But the way he did it with Get Out was just like, I don't know if it was because this was his first thing and blah blah blah, but the way he did it just went so well, and when it did transition and you finally seen what it was about, it was like, oh, and it drew you more in. Whereas like on Us, you had to like really think about it, watch it a couple times, and you know, I had to look at an interview with him talking about, like, I had to do a lot to kind of be like,
Okay.
oh, okay. You know,
No,
like I had to
child, it's gonna get. If you feel that way about Us, then Nope is definitely gonna. I'm just being honest, like for you. But I will say, Nope is a great movie experience. It's great to watch it in the theater because it is like a huge movie. It's very I don't know, like compared to the other two, it just like the atmosphere and just the tone of the movie just felt great to me. I loved it, and I feel like that's something you have to at least watch in the theaters at least one time. Because you're not going to get the same experience watching it from like your TV or like computer or whatever. It's going to be a lot different. So I feel like people should watch it at least one time in the theater, and then you know.
I mean, I would definitely still go see it.
Yeah.
Ditto.
I think for me, like, I definitely like. I love what Mike said. Definitely form your own opinions. Like, go see it, and I'll even like build on top of that and just say, if you haven't seen it yet, just don't look at any reviews. Like, go in raw, because a big piece of like this like fun is like not knowing anything when you go in, so you can get your own conclusions. Because there's a million theories. Even like after I did like my theory episode, people have been DMing me some of their theories and stuff, and it's made me feel even different about so many pieces of it. Like it's deep. Like I think Bobby hit it on the nail too. You're gonna miss out on something if you don't see it in theaters. Like if you wait until it's like released like for home, I think it'll still hit, but it hits different in theaters. Like definitely go form your own opinion and go see it.
Yeah.
Can y'all tell me? I know.
Child, we're not doing it on here. It's people that still there.
We'll give you all the tea after though, because I know what you're about to ask.
Because I be wanting to know, and Robert never shares. He says, I'm not telling you, Chanise. I'm not going to tell you. You got to see it.
I'll tell you. I'm not one of them girls. I say that once. And then after that, if you want it, I say, Bobby will tell you. Because I can, look, you might want to stop me. Because I'll be like.
No, listen, I would love it.
Because even though you still see it, Chanise, it's going to miss, like, it's not the same effect.
This is my thought process. It is.
Already
He's warning you.
Let me tell you my thought process. This is my thought process when people telling me about the movie. My thought process.
Oh.
The way I think about it is that y'all can tell me all day what happened and what didn't happen and who said what. Y'all can never portray it the way the actors and actresses portray it on film. So just like with Avengers, before I seen Endgame, somebody told me that Tony Stark died. Fine. When I went in there and I seen Tony Stark die, I cried.
Well, yes,
that's crazy.
You're gonna have that emotion because somebody told me I would cry too. But imagine if you didn't know he was gonna die, it would have hit you 10 times harder. But you already knew he was gonna die. You were just
because guess what? She didn't tell me how he died. She didn't tell me at what point in the movie he died. She didn't tell me none of that. She just said he died.
There's two things I want to say to that. There's two things. One, Nope's a little different. It's not so much about like who, because I agree with you. If I were to tell you who died and stuff, it wouldn't impact it. No shade. It's not so much that. It's that there's so many layers to the film. It's not about who dies or like who stays alive. It's just about all the interpretations that the girls are getting. Because like there's even a debate as to whether or not this is a UFO movie. Just to give you an example. Like there's just it's just one of those.
Well, he just dropped something for you there, Chanise. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert, man, look at them lips.
Wait, lips? What are you talking about?
Cause you
He popped his lip
you
out.
said it. Wait.
Oh, me? Did I pop my lip out? Or did Bobby do it? I don't.
No,
Bobby
he
did.
said Bobby did. When you said it, he gonna say, "Well, there you go, Chanise." Like he mad you done told me. It's okay.
Oh, we about to have some fun after this, child. Because look,
Yeah.
I got theories for days.
Well, there you go,
Well,
Jody.
wait.
Watch it in theaters. Form your own opinion on the film. I feel like you may enjoy it. You may not. Who knows? But I'm curious to know if you see it. You come back next week. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Yes, please do. And you can also find me at Brother Ghoulish. Come, because I'm obsessed with theories. If you care, send it to me. I'm obsessed.
Yes.
So please, please.
Yes, check out Brother Ghoulis's podcast. They got a whole, theory situation on,
It's a theory episode.
It's a theory
gotta
episode, but it's
watch
really
it.
good. It's a review theory episode, and it's really, really good. And like you maybe put some things in perspective about the film, so you made me look at some certain things differently. So
I was gonna listen to it because I got the notification, but I was like, let me see the movie first, I guess, and then
I don't believe you. You listen.
I did not.
Okay.
You guys are on my Tamon. You got podcasts. Everybody's I listen to you on my way home from work, and it's so funny because my mom and everybody, they'll call me when I'm like leaving work, and they're like, "All right, well, let me let you go so you can go here and listen to your spooky podcast." They all know that's my podcast time.
I know that's right. Yes. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jody, Brooke, All Creation. I think that's how you pronounce it. Scotty, Tarati, Bobby. Thank y'all for being here, and everybody else that's not in the comments but still watching. Really appreciate it. We see you guys around the same time next week to discuss episode 3. And hopefully episode 3 is better. So
it's gonna come with that fire.
I don't know what to expect anymore.
Yeah, nor do I. Expect the unexpected.
Kevin, just do
it. No, we're done, Kevin. No more. Like they try. I mean, look, I love it. I love what they did on the first one, but we don't need to go back.
Witches have so many layers. Okay, hear me out.
Layers.
How many seasons of American Horror Story?
I mean,
so what? Just like we said, the Lady Gaga when she was the witch, they can't.
That would be
her.
interesting
It
to
does
see.
not
Like,
well, yeah.
I like that callback.
Yeah, I
so
love
we
that
can see
too.
that coven. Okay,
but
she had a coven.
He wants aliens.
Did she?
I know what this is about.
Did she?
It's not about the aliens. I'm over that. That's trauma, Michael. Don't bring it up. You're triggering me. So we're not doing that today. It's just that they can play with so many other seasons, and it just keep going back to the other ones. Hi, so random.
Hi.
I
would definitely like a proper alien episode. I mean, season, really.
They can't
because
handle it. That last season showed them that.
I did not like that.
Yeah.
You didn't love how the guys were getting pregnant and they were in this desert, then they were in the space. It was so cool.
I absolutely did not.
And
best season ever.
Lord.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I was just kidding.
Did Michael dismiss himself?
I'm concerned.
Michael.
But then again, y'all like Coven, so I can only expect so much.
Okay, now shade. Okay, now Miss Palm Tree.
So much.
Dissension. Just go away. Just go away.
Child Avada Kedavra. How about that? Look.
We don't do those over here. We don't need no sticks. We don't need sticks.
Oh man. Well, this was fun, y'all. And we'll do this again next week. Hopefully Mark will be able to join us. He literally just popped in to say what's up and bounced.
I thought
he did text me and say that his internet was a little funky, so he'll be here next. So
see something with the internet.
Yeah. That was a strong T. Internet.
Right, but I was feeling it. It was,
All right, before we go, where can everybody find you all? One more time.
You can find me at Brother Ghoulish. And you can also hear my podcast, Brother Ghoulish's Tomb, which is my primary podcast wherever podcasts are played. And you can support my queer Black horror book that is 13 days at this point from moving to phase 2. Just head to brotherghoulish.com for all that stuff.
Oh, and you can find me on my personal page, True Star. That's TRUSTAR _, or you can hit me up on my dance fitness page, CNK Dance Fitness. If you're in the Philadelphia area, Jersey, Delaware, whatever, come through, work out with us.
Is Jersey close to Philly? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're like right next to each other, right over the bridge.
Right
Geography, I don't.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter and Twitter and Instagram at ThackReBinks86. Also on a podcast with Bobby, People Under the Scares, and we also have Tamon, take it away. I can't think.
No problem, Michael.
Not the newscaster voice.
I had like a
right. The Katie Couric on that ass.
Right.
You can find me at Tamon Kane on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Make sure you check out my graphic novel page, jointhefraternite.com. It is about a fraternity for male sorcerers. So tune in.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Real quick before we go, I want to see more warlocks, and that's all I'm saying. They could do
that's still a coven,
but that's not the same business that we've been dealing with.
So what? But I'm just saying.
All right, bye, everybody.
I thought you were going to hit her with the Wendy Williams. Thank you for watching my show. Remember that? Whatever it took me out, child.
Not Wendy. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thanks everybody for watching. See y'all next week. Bye. All right.